Has it really been 10 years? 10 years, that's really weird. I feel old. Yes, this year marks 10 years since I began my little shop on Etsy, so I guess you could say I've learned a thing or two about Etsy over that time, and today I'm going to share a few of my observations with you. How many times have you heard, "That's beautiful, you should sell that," or "People would totally buy that"? The thing is, the person who tells you that is generally not going to be your customer. It's just really a flippant remark. It's a compliment to whatever you're making or selling, but that doesn't mean that when it comes to the crunch, they're going to hand their money over to you or that they're going to support you in your business. So they have this awesome 20-cent listing fee. 20 cents, right? So cheap. And it's great. It makes Etsy accessible to so many more people by keeping those listing fees really cheap. However, when you sell an item, they are also going to take a percentage of your earnings as their commission. So if you are selling particularly higher priced items, say if I decide to sell a hand-woven shawl for $150, I list it, everything's going fine, I sell it, brilliant. Oh no, I didn't allow for the commission fee. So that's something that you need to be aware of in the beginning, and those fees can really add up over time and take a good chunk out of your earnings. Good product photos are not only important, they're absolutely crucial. Because your customer cannot be in the room with you, touching your product, looking at your product, turning your product over in their hands, you have to give the best visual representation of what the product is. That doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy the best camera that you can find. A lot of phones have really good cameras in them now, but you need to pay attention to your lighting, to the clarity of the photo. Blurry photos just look awful no matter what. And for the color correction in the photos, that you're representing the item as best you can as it looks to you. So another thing that I've learned, and this has taken me quite a long time, like almost 10 years, 9 years, is that you may not find your niche straight away. I started out on Etsy selling handmade dolls, and I didn't make very much money doing that. I did sell quite a few dolls, but they took such a long time that I would have had to charge a lot of money for them, and as I was just starting out, I didn't do that. Since then, I've sold all kinds of handmade products, and now what I mainly sell is digital downloads, so weaving pattern downloads, and they have sold better for me than anything else. But it took me quite a long time to arrive at that point of having a product that people really want, that is easy to obtain, and that is that can be set at a price that suits me and the customer. Yeah, people will rip you off, they'll steal, they'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll take your images and say that the image belongs to them, they'll take your work and try to sell it as their own work. It happens, it's part of life, of being a creative entrepreneur who sells things. The best you can do is to just try and copyright your work, and the great thing about having a name for yourself in any given industry is that people who do support you will recognize your work. So I may have someone contact me and say, "Hey, I've seen somebody else using your photos," or something like that, because they recognize my work. Sales go up, sales go down. Sales go in the middle, they go up, they go down. Back and forth. I'm no expert in marketing, but I haven't really figured out why There are times when the sales are up so high and other times down so low. But I have learned over time to just accommodate for that and to not have too many expectations, just to have that knowledge that because things are going to go up, that doesn't mean that they're going to be up so much the next month. So for example, last month on Etsy was my biggest month ever for sales and for revenue. This month it's just kind of gone like this. I don't know why. I haven't changed anything that I've done. It's just one of those things. And so you can grow used to a trickling income that it's not always there. It varies, and that's just part of being an entrepreneur as well. Advertising is not the be-all and end-all. Anytime that I look into marketing strategies or any kind of business things, apart from the fact that that stuff really does honestly bore me, I haven't had any proof that advertising is a really good thing. Paid advertising. What I've found to be better is to have your business grow by word of mouth, by building a community around yourself and around your product, and to have a group of loyal supporters. That's what I feel like I have now, a group of loyal supporters who will tell others about what I do. They're lovely people and they're genuinely interested in what I do, and they want to help spread the word. I think that that's much more preferable to always paying out heaps of money for paid advertising online. I've done it a couple of times on a very small scale. I mean, I don't have a huge income to spend on advertising anyway, but I have taken out a couple of small ads occasionally, and really no difference. Doesn't help at all. Etsy has changed over the past 10 years. It's changed quite a bit. I'm happy to say that a lot of the changes have been positive, that they have a continuous improvement in the site and what they deliver for both customers and for creators as well. But I have to say that I didn't really like when they brought in the non-handmade items. So a few years ago, they allowed sort of vintage items to be sold and other supplies and that sort of thing. And it wasn't like that in the beginning. It was really authentic handmade products. And in a way, I would have preferred if it had stayed that way. So after 10 years, do I still think that Etsy is worth it? Is it worth you setting up your Etsy shop? Do I think it's a good place to start? Yes, I do. I think it's an awesome place to start. It's easy to use, it's cheap to set up, and there are lots of opportunities for artisans still on Etsy. Thanks for watching my video. If you've got any questions about Etsy or handmade selling or any of that kind of stuff, leave me a comment, and if you're interested in me doing more videos on this topic, I can surely accommodate that.